Brawl Stars esports is in its 7th year of competition, and this might be the most intense monthly finals in the history of the game. I've casted Brawl esports professionally for over 3 years, and it's safe to say this stands out as the craziest monthly finals I've ever witnessed. To start, it was the last monthly finals before Brawl Cup, an international LAN tournament where the top seeds in the world will compete for $50,000 and an additional world final spot for their region. 4 teams in South America had the opportunity to clinch a bid. Casa Brawl, Months 1 champions, SK Kalala's Months 2 champions, BC Gaming, and the biggest organization in the region, Loud. This year, South America had been tight, but this crucial month took it to another level. There are a maximum 35 sets that can be played in the 7 matches, and South America's $30,000 monthly finals delivered 32 sets, meaning 5 of these matches went to set 5. On top of that, 3 of the 5 matches went to double match point, including the match that decided which South American team would go to Brawl Cup. In the opening match, number 3 seed BC Gaming survived versus Olimpo Squad 3-2, but in match number 2, defending champions SKC were clinging to their chance at going to Dallas versus underdog Zarita Gang.
Good moment for Zarita Gang to get back into the match. RHC now will be forced away by the Barley Hypercharge, but does take Jay on their way out. Christian, that's a massive hit. Able to bring Exic out of the game now, but he needs to deal with the Barley. It's a battle of 2 throwers, and Christian needs the durability. They can't stand on the point right now. This has allowed Zarita Gang to get into a lead. Now, finding 90%. Last chance saloon for SK Kalalas as they step up, and it's another Hypercharge. Sweet swirl from Christian to get SK Kalalas back into the game, but Exic's a problem again. RHC deleted. Zarita Gang will claim the series in advance, dashing SKC's hopes of a Brawl Cup appearance.
Zarita Gang dethroned SKC to advance to the semifinals. Following this match, Loud, one of the 2 preseason favorites to win the region, had a rocky start to the year as the number 4 seed, but they took care of business versus Cross Gaming 3-1 and advanced to the semifinals. The final match of the opening round was down to the wire with Alpha 7 versus number 1 seed Casa Brawl, a roster that was one of the 2 teams representing SA in the 2024 World Finals. Now it's going to be Meatball versus Gray. Gray forced away. Meatball connects and a freeze on the right-handed. Hypercharge available. This is a bold call, and it's a huge mistake. Countdown for Alpha 7.
5 seconds to go. Brabao has a super to keep things zoned out. Casa Brawl throwing everything they've got at it, but Alpha 7 Esports control their destiny. No Brawl Cup. Another top 4 team out of the running for the Brawl Cup.
This left BC Gaming and Loud as the only 2 Brawl Cup teams left in the tournament, but BC Gaming lost with a shocking 0-3 score versus Zarita Gang. With this, the second semifinal became even more important. With the amount of leaderboard points remaining, if Loud won, they were in, and if not, Casa Brawl's lead from the previous 2 months would be just enough to get them through even with an early exit. Jumping in, and it's 1-1 in sets entering triple dribble. Alpha 7 Esports had the first pick, and I think Loud made an immediate mistake in the ban stage. I don't love leaving Chester open here, and I think it's an easy pick for A7. Chester's Hypercharge is great, the Hypercharge can break walls for you, and he puts out a ton of damage. He's just one of the better and safer brawlers in the game, and I'd much rather have him this spot than be facing against him. On the 2-3 turn, Loud selects Stu and Maisie, which again, I just don't love. I don't think Stu's in nearly as good of a place or as much as a priority as he used to be in previous metas, and Maisie's fine, but again, not at the top of my tier list. I feel like she was drafted to be an anti-tank, but there just seemed to be better choices out there, and this combo seems difficult to pull off. Alpha 7 saw this and draft a great tandem. They go Larry and Lori to get a thrower on their side and also have a spawner into the Maisie and Stu, and then they grab Ollie, who is a great tank, playmaker, and a goal scorer for your team. At the 6th pick, Loud go Barley, which I don't have too much of a problem with. It's going to be able to match against the Larry Lori, get yourself a thrower on your side, but overall, I don't feel like this is the best stuff in the draft room from Loud. Regardless, Loud still contested Alpha 7 in one of the most interesting sets of the day. There's Bow, dribble, right, Golden could have a wide open net, but Firecrow respawns just in time. No! He squeezed it through! Beautiful shot on the net!
And Loud are ripe for it. Grouped up here, boxed in on their goals, their side of the map. Kaidog tried to bust them out there, but there it is. The Hypercharge from Adinho opens the way for Golden, and he does not miss. Again, open the field, make it easier for Firecrow to pepper down whoever he so chooses. Kaidog's already gotten behind the back line here. Last call thrown down by Adinho means that Golden's going to suffer, but wait a minute, Raiderfoot's coming forward. He's healthy. Adinho, he's hypnotized, and Raiderfoot walks it in almost lazily. As Alpha 7 take away our third set.
A7 took a close set, and Chester was a huge part of it with both goals in game 1 and a lot of kills. Loud would have to be perfect the rest of the way. Next up was Last Stop, where I think Alpha 7 won the draft again. Carl, Max, and Buster seems like a fine comp, but the 6th pick from A7 is what sells me for them. Daryl is an awesome option into Buster and the Carl. He can passively charge his super, and his roll disrupts Carl's tailspin, and also shotgun brawlers do well into Buster because you don't have to really worry about the shield that Buster throws up. That's mainly for projectiles, and of course, Daryl is going to be close and in your face. Loud would have to count on their mechanics once again.
And there it is, into the middle of the map. Well, we don't care about montage out here. Rate of foot, though. I see a change of tack. Instead, goes over for Kyodog and picks him off. Firecrow has to fight 1v2 with Hypercharge as Max. It's winnable. The taps are brilliant. Golden somehow is able to limp away, but this is not how Alpha 7 thought it would end. Rate of foot inside the Finks field, gets 6, walks away. Golden is low, and there's not an easy escape route here. Kyodog has to go down.
And Kyodog's just playing a guessing game. He didn't know where the enemy side was. They were just using the grass to their advantage. The mechanics from Firecrow were so good. Can he recover here? Golden low HP. They get the reset. Adinho, 9 in his pocket. Launchpad available and will get out of dodge while he can. Kyodog does the rest.
Unbelievable stuff there from Loud. It doesn't get much closer than that. Rate of foot tries he might. He's going to go and attempt to salvage things. But it's a forlorn hope. Firecrow can soak as much damage as he likes here, as Adinho and Kyodog are the ones with the lion's share of the gems, and Adinho has a montage to counter Golden and Brawl specifically. Crazy stuff there for Loud. A crucial set win. They are being forced to leave it all out there for a chance to head to the United States.
Loud survived the set, which meant set 5 would decide whether Loud or Casa Brawl went to Brawl Cup. The bans come through, and they're all good brawlers to get rid of on the map. Gene, Byron, and RT are at the top of my list based on what I've seen in a professional level recently, but Loud go Gray. Not a bad pick by any means, but maybe not as safe and dependable as some of the other ones I mentioned. As a result, A7 immediately scoop up Gene and Byron, which is a great combo. You've got potential pairings for the 6th pick with Byron if you want to get something more aggressive. You also have the range, you have poke damage with Gene, vision with Gene, and you also have a magic hand. Loud pick RT and Gus for a triple range composition, which is totally fine, but you have to bank on your mechanics being better than the other team. But there's one glaring issue that Loud now face. Did you catch it? If you watched any of the monthly finals, then it's probably baked into your brain, like everybody watching at the time, that Lumi is a must ban in a professional level. In fact, she was banned in 99% of all matches between every monthly finals in the world, so it was assumed the team without the first pick would just remove her. But if she was banned in 99% of sets, that means there was one set where she got played.
Health and the timing lines up well. Very, very important, because Walking Kane essentially does that too, and Lumi gets through. How did we miss this? Alpha 7, leave it open and get to snap it up? What?
I can't, like, amongst all the storylines, all the chaos,
No
somehow the first time Lumi escapes the ban stage, and it's here in a set 5. I can't believe I did not notice it. I mean, that's a hand up. I just feel like there's been so many things to keep track of, and Lumi's been such a textbook ban. This is the first time she shows up. She's either going to have an 100% win rate or a 0. We'll see if the bans are worth it.
Brawl is playing solo. They are on an island. All they're trying to do is just be very effective and get good damage in. But Firecrow got caught out by Morningstar. Doesn't matter though. Traded back instantly. Brawl falls. 3 stars go over to Adinho. And Loud have been able to punish Alpha 7 big time here for their arrogance to bring this hitherto unseen brawler into the game.
The red roster, top right-hand side, hunkered down. Hypercharge available for Gene. Activates it. Not even using the pull. Love it. Learn from mistakes of APAC. Pass it. It's a good. The connection is there. Slipping on the ice. Kyodog trapped this time. 12-5. Adinho alone cannot do it. And Alpha 7 will push us to another double match point. Golden still has a super available too. And Lumi is playing alongside the teammates, just trying to trip up these foes. The slowdown, the gadget. It's so much to handle, not to mention all of the damage as well. Another Walking King connects. Now a super available. Connects with Kyodog. This time it trips him up. Snared and goes down. It's a lead for Alpha 7.
You've got to respect the gadget from Lumi. It sets up almost a guaranteed hit of that blast speed. And now you're in trouble. Firecrow's trying to come forward, make use of the squishiness of Brawl. They're able to get that elimination, but it's still a blue star for Alpha 7. Time is ticking down. It's a slim lead now. The next elimination could decide things. Walking Kane misses to Firecrow. Can't connect it. Adinho looming over to the right-hand side, trying to get in. Kenny, 13 seconds left, and it's as close as it gets.
A trip to Dallas on the line. Red roster responding, trying to hold on. Golden in trouble. 2 go down. Loud clap back. Brawl, the last man standing, needs to make a connection, but the teleport away secures the win. Loud are flying to America and dancing in Dallas.
Unbelievable. The elation on the faces of Loud now, it's palpable. Who would have thought their hardest game of this entire year would be the one that would send them to Dallas? It is a 1-star deficit that ends up getting them over the line in this double match point scenario. Absurd stuff, unbelievable. That is absolute bloody cinema.
In the biggest thriller of 2025, Loud found a way to win. While Brawl Cup was decided, there was still a ton on the line. The winner would advance in the World Finals leaderboard and receive $10,000. Off the backs of a 5-set battle, Loud would have to quickly lock in for the Grand Finals versus underdog Sarita Gang. It was a bad start for Loud, who lost both of the first sets 1-2. Loud would have to do the unthinkable and pull off a reverse sweep in a $10,000 Grand Finals. Step 1 was winning on Super Beach, where I feel like they outdrafted Sarita Gang. Mo just isn't it for me, and drafting Hank into the Lou on the 2-3 turn is just a bold strategy. Juju is a great choice for the map and the matchups, and Jackie can do totally fine to Hank as long as Hank isn't running the slowing gadget to slow down Jackie and get the free tags. Loud's draft leads them to a convincing set win. Next, Loud would have to fight for the gym fort. When I look at these bans, immediately I think Chester is a good click here. He's valuable in the meta, very good to have on your side, annoying to face off against, and his Hypercharge is really good. Instead, Sarita Gang go with the Mo. This is clearly a brawler that they really liked or felt the strategy was good enough, but it just doesn't do it for me right now. So Loud look out, they grab Chester for themselves and they pair it with Hank. Now we have an option where we have anti-tank plus tank. So something that would pummel Hank with damage, keep him at a distance, is now taken away from the other end. So Hank does better and they get a good brawler in Chester. Sarita Gang draft Ashe and Surge, which is a way to try and deal with the Hank, but again, I just don't love this composition overall. Sure, it deals with Hank pretty well, but overall in the map, the mode and the strength of the brawlers, not the best stuff. Loud lock in Barry, which is a great synergy for this team, good on the map and makes a lot of sense considering Loud were really good with it throughout the monthly finals. Loud outdrafted their opponents once again.
A takedown to anybody once again would be beneficial. They've just got all of the gyms spaced out. A dive in from Exic, it's not enough. Barozzi though swoops in. Oh, Firecrow stayed alive. 205 is enough. He can hold on to all 13 of these gyms alongside Adinho. Adinho there to save his teammates too with the extra heals. And now Kyodog, Hypercharge available as the Barry can drop it down right hand side. Can't make the flank happen. Well played by Loud. That was a game of pixels.
It all came down to set 5, where both teams had a real chance after the draft. With these comps on Shooting Star, it was going to be all about mechanics, something Loud had shown plenty of all day.
He's going to look to earn it off of Kyodog. Meanwhile, on the left side, Prosy is at huge risk of being taken down. Firecrow expends his Hypercharge, and down goes Exig. Jay has no choice but to use his own. He's got that super. No kill onto Kyodog. He knew that he was going to be moments away from that super. 10 seconds to go, but we already know which way this one is headed, in spite of all the kills that may fly either way. Exig has gotten this to a pretty close one, but Kyodog shuts him down. A match point headed the way of Loud.
With the shot clock, the Sarita Gang are going to do their best. 13 stars being the separator. Jay left hand in. Bounce shots galore. Firecrow has a Hypercharge in the back pocket. They grab another one. 15-0. Naked 17. They're running up the scoreboard at 19-0. And the irony of all of it, in the most anticlimactic ending possible, Loud have somehow made a reverse sweep on what's been the craziest month of the year.
The number 4 seed had claimed a ticket to Brawl Cup and won the Grand Finals with a reverse sweep. Months like this are why I love sports and esports. Just when you think you know everything, teams find ways to entertain and shock the world. Hope you enjoyed reliving one of my favorite monthly finals of all time. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you made it this far, and if you enjoyed, let me know your thoughts on it down below. If you find yourself coming back on the regular, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and with that being said, we will see you all in the next one.